Kansas City Buffalo. It's the game we got to talk about. Everything else is preamble. This is the game. This was your Simon Says. Been bouncing around 2.5, 3, 2.5, 3. It's back down to 2.5. It's a Pros Joe's game. Bets are on the Chiefs. Money is on the Bills. I did bet it this morning. I know on Tuesday I was I was 50-50. This morning, Bills by 1 million. Rasul Douglas practiced on Wednesday. Sean McDermott in his press conference yesterday made it seem like linebacker Terrell Bernard, who carted off the field, could play on Sunday. This was the big issue for me was the injuries. Is AJ Klein off the street going to be the guy defending the middle of the field? But everything you said about the Chiefs is right. Like, they're not the same team. So you gotta, this is when it gets really fun. You need to understand when the wave is cresting. And that's the scariest part of betting. I believe we are picking a time when the wave is cresting.
Yeah, and it's also like I remember you were worried about the injury on Tuesday, and we didn't talk too much about it, but it was also in the back of my mind of like, it's the last game, buddy. Like, even if a guy like that guy did break his ankle, they'll give him the pain meds he needs, right? It's just like, can you give us one more? That's how all these guys are so damn tough. I mean, it's like the hockey thing, right? The hockey guys play with all these injuries, and the season ends, they get about 10 surgeries. So the same goes for football. I mean, you just saw it, the season ended for the Ravens. I think Williams got hand surgery like the next day, right? Like he had a broken hand he'd been playing with. So there's just
You mean
always,
the Rams?
yeah, for the Rams, like there's just always these injuries where guys are just playing through it. So, another guy, and I think had a concussion for the Bills, you know, he's already going to be back to play. So it's like all these guys are going to find a way back. They just know that this is kind of it, and it's winner take all. So, I was shocked that there wasn't as much love for the Bills. I thought there would be. Like it seems like guys are just scared to go against Mahomes, honestly, and they feel like not that it's lazy betting, but they're just like, you know what, I'm just going to take the three and not even worry about this one. Where it's like, why don't you just do that with the Bills at the 2.5? Like that to me just feels like the smart play. Like you just said, it's all lined up there. The Bills, yeah, we need those guys in the middle, like you talked about. Like we don't want guys who just got up off their couch playing middle linebacker for this Bills team against Mahomes. But it's like I'm just not scared of Mahomes and this team. And like just going through this last, couple months with them, it's like they'll have a game where they kind of show it off, right? They're back to their old self. I think they had a game where they put up 31 points in the middle of the season, and like everyone jumped right back on them. And then the next week they could barely move the ball against Denver. It's like they're just so inconsistent. And the Bills, whatever you want to say about them being inconsistent and Josh Allen's turnovers and everything like that, um, the inconsistency kind of changed for me when they made a change at OC, and they really did find an identity by running the ball more. And it's like that's going to pay dividends to them. I feel like in the playoffs, right? Like when they need something to lean on, I feel like they'll be able to do that. And historically, another thing I stole from Evan, it's like Josh Allen against really good defenses actually plays really well in his career. Like he performs really well against really good defenses. So I know that a couple pros bring that up where it's like, well, they have the better defense for the Chiefs. It's like Josh Allen cancels that out. I mean, Josh Allen, can we not agree he's the best quarterback in the draft, like left in the playoffs, right? From like what the way he's played coming in and him in that Steelers game where it's like that ability to run and be so big and strong, like it's just such an X factor. We've even talked about the fact that the Chiefs have never played in Buffalo when the Bills have had a full stadium of their fans. Like it's just all points to them. And the only thing keeping this down below the three, it's like it's the
Mahomes.
professionals taking the three on the Chiefs. So
Yep.
it is just such an interesting line this week where it's like I thought it would be stuck at three all week. I'm shocked the books are taking the 2.5s, but I have to believe they're laying another bad line. Like they've laid a couple bad lines already this playoffs. I think this is another bad line by the book.
Every team has that moment where they get over the hump. And you and I have loved the Bills the second half of the season. We've been riding them. We think they could be as good, if not better, than the Ravens, especially as this defense was coming on and getting more comfortable after all the injuries. And what they've done with Joe Brady, I mean, we saw it the way Josh Allen ran the ball against the Steelers. As long as they can make the right coaching decisions and stay out of their own way, The Chiefs have only beaten one playoff team this entire year, the Miami Dolphins. They
Yeah.
did it twice. And so this is a great spot for the Bills to psychologically, it's an important game for them. It's an important game for Josh Allen, important game for McDermott. It sets up perfectly if they can be healthy, playing in front of the home crowd, cold conditions. Like, yeah. The more we talk
Only,
about it, the more it seems like the right thing to do.
yeah, only the way the Bills lose is if the Bills beat themselves, right? If Josh Allen has a meltdown, turns the ball over a bunch, they're sloppy, they're not making the right plays, of course, they're going to lose this game. But it's like, if they just played the way they should, I just don't see a way that this team beats them. And I know you love ref stats. I had a couple people send this to me. Obviously, this ref stat is not good for us. I don't know if you saw this. It's Sean Hockley will be the ref for this game. So in his history, Mahomes is 8-2 when he refs his games, including 2-0 in the playoffs. The Bills, on the other hand, they have 40 penalties for 347 yards called against them in 4 games with Hockley. So they average 10 penalties a game with this guy when he refs their game. So not the stat we want to see. The ref clearly is not good to this Bills team, but I'm still not worried about it. I know a lot of people would send it to us. We do love ref stats, but it's just like the NFL isn't going to try to fix this game for Mahomes, people. If that's what you're worried about, they are just as happy moving Josh Allen along and this Bills franchise along. So don't start the crazy conspiracies yet. But yes, if they don't cover this game and a ref makes a big call at the end of this, I will bring the stat back up and we will about him refereeing this Bills game.